Hello friends, this is Alexandra. Welcome back to my channel, Magic Mint Illustration. Today is day 27 and we're creating this cute illustration from the series We Go Together Like, and we're having French fries and ketchup. I already had this sketch, I want to start by saying that, and I'm just gonna walk you through a bit on how I created the actual design. So we're starting off quick with a few rectangles, and these are the fries, and I'm gonna do the rectangles a bit underneath the package because we're gonna draw the package on top of it, and you want to be able to fill the color in on the fries and so on. So we're just doing that, and we're gonna draw a few fries and then we're gonna multiply these and just create a bunch more. This is so we can save time. Here I tried to use a different tool, the clone tool, but honestly I couldn't figure it out, so you'll see me just try something else. So yeah, in the end I chose to select the 3 fries and duplicate and then flip the fries so they are a bit different and they look more unintentional put in there. We're gonna do the same with the fries in the back, and we're just gonna lower the opacity a bit so we have some dimension. And we're just gonna repeat that for a bit. I also, while I'm doing this, I want to talk a bit about art style and do you need an art style? How do you find that? And I know there's probably a lot of people that tend to wait out on their career or on their art journey because they think they need an art style. And newsflash, your art style will develop in time while you try drawing stuff. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen while you watch all the videos on YouTube on how to find your art style. It's gonna happen in the process, in the drawing stuff that you don't enjoy, that you don't like. While you do that, things will slowly emerge and you will be able to notice a few things that start to kind of happen in all of your drawings. Let's see, for me it was the polka dots that I'm using a lot in my drawings. It was using textures, different paintbrushes. I kind of narrow it down to 3 or 4 brushes that I'm using in my digital drawings. Here I'm creating the package and I'm just using a semicircle on the bottom, and then I'm gonna fill the color. So as I said, I started using a few brushes and I realized, oh, I actually like these, so I'm gonna keep using these. I decided that I wanted my art to feel organic, so I needed to use texture and I needed to use brushes that are not like perfectly straight. Maybe I'm using a coarse inker, I'm using pencil brushes, using pastel brushes, because these have a more organic feel to them. Also, you can develop your style by choosing one color palette and sticking with that for a while, and that will give you a cohesive look without actually having the same style of drawing. Maybe it will make it look better instantly. Honestly, I didn't plan to use one color palette, but I just started using one color palette and I just kind of stuck with that. Then maybe you use different type of shadings. I like using the shading hack that I've been using for a while, the linear burn hack, and that gives me a cohesive shadow through the entire drawing. Then for me, I realized I really like creating characters, so I started adding cute eyes and smiles and blushes to all my drawings, and this is how we go together, like a series came to be. And all these things make your art style. Is not something you're gonna find in a book. It's something you need to experiment with, is something you need to actually do. And I know it can sound frustrating because when you're in the beginning stages of finding your style, you really want to be at the end. You see all these artists and you are inspired by them, but you also want to be like them, and it's really frustrating because you think, oh, it's too late, I don't have the time, look at all these artists that are way better than me and I'm not there, and how do I get there? And it's a hard process. It can be a hard process, but I need you to remember that the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get to that point of, oh, this is my art style. So I encourage you to start now and draw, and don't put so much pressure on yourself. And especially if you wanna draw and post on Instagram or TikTok, this can be a bit frustrating because if you don't have like a cohesive style, it might look weird. It might not look like they all belong together. But remember, this is your journey. So a quick tip, like a thing that would make your drawings look cohesive would be, as I said, one color palette. So stick with one color palette and start from there, and then slowly see what type of brushes do you like, what type of medium. Maybe you're not a digital artist, maybe you wanna do watercolors, and see what style do you like. Maybe you like watercolors, maybe you like markers, maybe you like acrylics. But this is how you get to your art style. I think I chose digital art because it allowed me to explore without having to buy all the tools, without having to spend a lot of time. And it allowed me to make mistakes easily, and I think it took a lot of the pressure off because I could just tap two fingers on the screen and boom, undo. So that really helped along the lines. So find a way to practice that brings you joy and brings you more joy than it brings stress and anxiety. That would be another tip. And just be patient. It's gonna take time. It's gonna happen. You'll see. But practice. Just practice. This is why a challenge like this, a 30 days, 15 minutes challenge, can be very helpful because you dedicate each day 15 minutes to just draw without a specific theme in mind. Or maybe you have, maybe you want to give yourself a theme. That's great too, and it can be really helpful. But it helps you develop that habit of drawing and coming back to the drawing board each day. If you didn't use this so far, I suggest you use it. So to get back, this challenge can be really helpful, or any challenge, any challenge that implies you go to your drawing board for a set amount of time each day for a while. It's gonna help you tremendously improve your art. So think of it like that. This is an investment in your art skills, in your career. It doesn't have to be a long time. Maybe you don't have the time, maybe you have a job, and I know it's not always possible to dedicate a lot of time. But 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I think it's gonna make a huge difference. So I really encourage you to dedicate some time to your art. This is how you're gonna discover your art style. And another way you can do this is create a Pinterest board and start saving what you like search your favorite type of art and start saving things, and then after a while you'll see your board is having some things, some similarities. Take those and see if you can incorporate those in your art style. This is another way you can kind of start crafting your style. But my main advice is to just practice, and be willing to learn new skills, be willing to learn new things. This is how you're gonna slowly see it emerging. For me, another way I learned was by actually just creating custom commissions. I started doing painted t-shirts, and I just had commissions, and I realized what I was leaning more into, what I wasn't liking, and this really helped me realize that I liked a few things, I didn't like a few things, and it helped along the lines. To get back a bit to the drawing, I'm adding some lines to the French fries, and I'm adding the dots to the little ketchup container. I think it's just fun and it looks cute. And now I think I'm gonna add the background for these. No, I'm adding the highlights, and I'm adding some dots to the fries as well, like the salt or maybe grease from the French fries. Now I'm adding the background, and it took me a bit to figure out what I wanted for my background, since I'm using only a color palette, and I went with purple, but then I wanted to try the other colors as well, so I tried the teal one. I like this way better. And now quickly let's write the text. We go together like French fries and ketchup. And I'm just using a random brush. I'm not giving it too much thought. This is not a calligraphy, a lettering art, it's just a writing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we're almost there, 30 days. Thank you again for sticking with me, and until next time, bye!